on the air.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, people of Facebook?
Yes, the internet, the world.
Law and Disorder coming at you from the local game store here in Richardson, Texas.
Yep, on this jury night, if I do say so.
Are you starting it like as a haunted, as like a scary story?
Yes. It was October 24th.
It was
2019.
The
7:37 p.m. at the local game store, and it was dreary and dark and sad outside.
It was the eve, the week eve of Hallows Eve.
The Friday Eve. No, yeah, it's a week before Halloween.
Yeah, it was the week eve of Hallows Eve. I think, is it called Hallows Eve?
All Hallows Eve. That is Halloween.
Okay.
Halloween, the 31st is All Hallows Eve.
I don't know.
Day of the Dead.
You make it sound like I'm not that educated. Just because I look like I'm studious doesn't mean I am.
Who said you look studious?
Hey, you know what? I look like a professor. Like in the movies when there's a college professor. I got the beard rocking. I look like I know something. I look like I've been through some stuff.
You look like a dealer.
Like what kind of dealer?
Like a drug dealer.
Like a drug dealer?
Yeah.
How do you... Hold on. How do you know what a drug dealer looks like?
Movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I deal drugs, technically.
Yeah, and you don't look like a drug dealer.
Nope.
She looks like... Did you see the movie The Mule with Clint Eastwood? Clint Eastwood's... I mean, it's him now, 90-something years old, and he's muling drugs around because nobody's going to stop an old man. You should be a mule in your...
no one would suspect
Dude,
me.
if you were rolling around in your new snazzy mom car...
It's not a mom car.
They wouldn't pull you over at all.
No.
Oh my God! If you haven't seen The Mule, we probably need to put that on your list, and you'll probably want to become a mule afterwards. So.
I think I could get away with it.
I really do think so too. I think we need to do that. Yeah, we should become drug. You should become a drug mule. Me, no, they'll stop me as soon as I pull out of the parking lot. They'll stop me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So.
Well, thanks for joining us today.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Daniel is he's still out, but Daniel's good. We didn't get rid of Daniel, and Daniel didn't get rid of us. Daniel's just got stuff he's taking care of.
Busy, jobs, life happens.
Yeah.
He's been traveling, and I'm jelly, so good for him.
Yeah. Shout out to Daniel's son, by the way. I think Gavin has been having some little missteps medically. Aww. Yeah. So shout out to Gavin. I hope you feel better, buddy. Our prayers you're in our prayers.
Yeah.
So we are talking Halloween. It's it's the week before Halloween.
Yeah.
So what is synonymous with Halloween?
Scariness and costumes, candy. But I guess the main thing that everyone wants to do is go to a haunted house.
Everyone wants to be afraid on Halloween. Everybody wants to be scared. And they like to go to haunted houses and get scared.
Yep. They pay money to get scared.
They do. They really do. And they don't pay like a little bit of money. They pay big money to get scared at the haunted house. So we are going to go over a list of the 6 most terrifying haunted houses this year in 2019. Now this website's called bustle.com, but I saw this same list on a couple of other websites. So
I guess you could just Google it.
I don't know who the originator of the list was, but when I searched top haunted houses in 2019 in America, this came up. So this is in no particular order because, like I said, some websites had one as being number 6 and so forth. So let's just go and let's talk about these. First on the list, the Edge of Hell in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, man.
Now, it's not calling the city of Kansas City the Edge of Hell. It's saying that it's a haunted house called the Edge of Hell. I know some people who have you ever been to Kansas City, Missouri?
No.
You will think you are in the Edge of Hell. There's nothing there.
Oh, man.
It's straight out of the 80s. I had an Uber there a couple of months ago when I went to Kansas City for a concert. The Uber driver was like in a 90s Astro van. Do you remember the Astro van? It had like the big sliding door, the sliding rear door.
Okay, I know about vans with sliding doors.
It's a minivan with a sliding rear door, but this was like before they were mini and cute. It was still kind of big, but it had sliding doors, but it was like a 90s model van. And he had a check engine light on. So he's driving us through Kansas City in this funky looking 1980s minivan. So yeah, some people might think Kansas City is the Edge of Hell. But let's talk about the Edge of Hell, the haunted house, not the city. Let's talk about it, Caitlin.
It looks like it's the oldest haunted house out there. I guess it originated back in 1975, so it's scared some people in that time frame.
1975?
It's 5 stories and includes everything from rat people to vampires and from hellhounds to the world's largest living snake.
Hold on, what?
So it sounds like they have actual animals there.
It's a zoo.
Yeah, the snake's name is Medusa.
The snake's name is?
Yes. And then there's something there called the Beast. And I guess you're kind of like walking up and down 4 floors because you're trying to get away from him.
Okay.
And your only escape options at the end of the whole thing are jumping out of a 2-story window or sliding 4 stories down to escape the beast monster that's trying to kill you.
You know, that's pretty dope. Okay, I could handle that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like, are the options pretty close to each other to where you're are you being chased and you're just gonna go and you're hoping that, like, maybe you didn't want to jump, you wanted to slide? Are you hoping that you're hitting the slide hole?
I guess. I don't know if there's like directions in
like
there
if you're
telling
running,
you which way
like
to
if
go.
you're getting chased and you're running,
like,
you know,
jump or slide, like left or right, which way you going?
I mean, are there strobe lights going off to where you're not sure?
Probably.
Oh, dude, that'll freak you out.
What would you do, jump or slide?
If I had to choose, I would slide.
If I had to choose, I would jump. It's only 2 stories, and there's probably like a little, like, you know, bungee
That's
thing.
gonna be scary, though.
But there's something that catches you at the bottom.
I bet you
it's
there's-
only 2 stories.
either
That's like
way-
jumping from your bedroom window.
How many bedroom windows have you jumped out of?
I mean, I live on a 2nd floor. I think if I had to jump out my bedroom window tonight for whatever reason, I wouldn't die. I might get hurt, but I would not die.
I guess.
You know, it's
But-
not that high.
Okay, but I bet whenever you jump or you slide, there's probably like strobe lights going off, and it's
That
probably
sounds
really
cool.
it's probably really trippy on the way down.
Yeah. But
So
for those of you who don't know me, I don't do haunted houses like at all. I would never go to any of these because I hate being like jumped at. It's
scared.
yeah.
Hate being scared.
I know it's all fake, and that's not what scares me. It's the people jumping out at me part. I don't want people touching me or any of that.
Calling your name.
If I could walk through the haunted house and I know no one's going to jump out at me, it's just scary stuff in there to look at, I could handle it, but I can't do the people jumping out.
Would that freak you out? Like when you go to a haunted house and there's that one that like starts like stalking you, like walking behind you.
Yeah,
If
no.
I told him your name and he's just like, Kayla,
I'd probably punch him.
Kayla,
You're not supposed to do that.
Kayla.
Okay, let's move on to number 2.
Number 2 is in Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex.
Oh, no.
It's a cutting-edge haunted house in Fort Worth, Texas. Shout out to Fort Worth.
Aww.
So it says when it comes to a good haunt, location really, really matters, and Cutting Edge nails it. The haunt is located in a century-old abandoned meat-packing plant
Place of death.
in an area of Fort Worth long known as Hell's Half Acre.
Huh.
But they're saying that, like, you know, in the mythology of the haunted house, that it's not processing meat anymore. It's processing, like, death and
Ew.
scariness. And it takes you an hour to get through it. But that's if you don't chicken out through the midway point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It must be huge.
But that's crazy. It's an hour long? I don't know. That seems a bit excessive, isn't it? Like an hour?
I don't want to be stuck in there for an hour. Because, like, what if you're the kind of person that actually, like, has a panic attack or an anxiety attack or something?
Well, that's
and you
why they have the
actually
halfway
need to-
point to get out. They're like, no, ma'am, you got to make it to the halfway point at least.
Oh, man. Well,
You
you
gotta-
can't make it to the halfway point.
Like, you're going to have to hold it, ma'am.
You're
Sorry.
going to have to hold it in.
Hold your bowel.
Hold in your panic attack.
I think we're down. I don't know.
Is it the internet?
I don't know. You might want to go check if we're down or not. I'm not sure. No, I think we're. Oh, let's see.
It's so hard to tell. You guys, are you out?
No, we're live. We're still.
Oh, okay.
You gotta love the internet. Did you connect to their internet? Have we figured that out?
Yeah, I'm on
Don't
their
connect to the
internet.
guest one. Don't connect to the guest one. Connect to the for reals one.
Well, I can't stop it now.
Okay. Anyways,
We're good. Okay.
let's go number Trey.
Tress.
Again, it's in no order. It's just
on the list.
It's a top 6.
Yeah.
Bates Motel and Haunted Hayride in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania. No? It's got like a funky looking chick on the front. I don't know. She looks kind of scary. It began in 1991 as a way for Arasfa Farm in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania to bring in a little extra money during the Halloween season. The Bates Motel and Haunted Hayride has grown into a full-on Scream park. So it's got the hayride. There's a haunted house. There's a haunted trail.
They ruined my hayride. I'm not going on a haunted hayride.
So it's the Bates Hotel moniker comes from the event's founder, Randy Bates. So it just has a name with the guy. It's not like, I don't know, there's nothing synonymous with it. But this person said that they went on the hayride a number of years ago, and they said it wasn't the most frightening thing, but they did experience that it has a higher tolerance for haunts. So they're like, it doesn't necessarily scare you, but it's really cool.
Okay.
Lots of fun, lots of production, lots of haunting production.
So they invested some money in it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Miss Caitlin, let me hear you hear this one. Let me hear you hear this one.
Netherworld?
Netherworld.
Did I say that right? Okay, Netherworld in Stone Mountain, Georgia. All right, so I guess it's been around for over 20 years. It's consistently been rated one of the scariest haunted houses in the country. Let's see here. Oh, wow. This is... Oh, nope, I can't. Nope.
What?
Oh, nope. So
What?
it says they feature 2 different, I guess, themes to their haunted house. One is Night of the Gorgon, and the other is called Cold Blooded.
I don't even know what a Gorgon is.
I don't know what a Gorgon is. Night of the Gorgon, it says it combines some of the Greek mythology's most terrifying monsters with a cursed mirror and an apocalyptic cult. So, like, if you ever seen American Horror Story and you saw their cult season, it's like that. It's up your alley.
Is the cult season the one that had Lady Gaga in it?
I thought that was the hotel season.
Oh, that was the hotel season.
Yes.
The cult one was the one after it, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen every season. I gotta catch up. Meanwhile, the other theme that they have called Cold Blooded involves killer reptiles and science running amok.
Ooh.
So I guess if you think about that big lizard from Spider-Man, like maybe he's in there.
Ooh.
Maybe like some scary Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who knows?
What? You can't make scary Teenage Mutant Ninja
Turtles.
Turtles. You
They're
can't.
mutants.
You shouldn't. It's true.
They're mutants.
So number 5 on this list, the Headless Horseman in Ulster Park, New York. And it says New York's Hudson Valley has a certain reputation. They're saying it's beautiful and full of history, but it's also more than a little spooky. They basically feature it, like they base it around the Headless Horseman of Sleepy Hollow. So they make it to where it's like a haunted house that's based around the Headless Horseman.
Oh my God.
You know, and it's in a 250-year-old farm. And it's got a Headless Horseman hayride and a haunted house. And it's got 10 attractions. A mile-long hayride, a corn maze, and 8 additional haunts. And this year, the haunts include, the themes are the Two Raven Manor, the Lunar Motel, and the Deal with the Devil. And it has a sideshow with actors and performers. They've got eateries and gift shops. And they have an escape room. So it's like a whole, like, amusement park.
Don't be doing those deals with the devils. That stuff is real.
It's an amusement park.
Yeah? You think you're kidding? No. Have you ever heard the scary stories about the people who go to, like, the antique stores and they find, like, an old Ouija board and they buy it and they don't even use it, but they still take it home, and then all of a sudden their house is haunted? You don't touch that stuff. It's real. You're bringing that into your home. Do not go on the deal with the devil haunt.
And you know what?
You're going to bring it back even if you think it's all make-believe.
You know what? You might think that you're going to win, but there's only one person that's ever won, and his name was Johnny. And he thought it might be a sin, but he was going to take that bet, and he's going to regret that he's the best that's ever been. That devil went down to Georgia, and we saw how that worked out. So there's only one person I know of in the history of the world that's ever beat the devil.
Good old Johnny.
Good old Johnny.
Good old Johnny Walker. I'm just kidding.
No, Johnny from Devil Went Down to Georgia. Do you not know the song, the Charlie Daniels song?
Yes, I know the song.
I was sitting there trying to like make a pun, and it just didn't work.
Nope.
So, let's go to number 6. And again, it's not in order, but so far it does sound like this number 5 was pretty scary. So I wonder if this is the scariest.
Let's see. This is called Spooky Woods in Arkdale, North Carolina. Let's see here. It's on a 60-acre plot in North Carolina's Kersey Valley, so it's a pretty big place. It has haunted houses, it has haunted trails, and monster laser tag, which I could be down for.
They have monster laser tag?
I like laser tag. So it looks like you can buy tickets ahead of time. Oh, man, they have all kinds of bells and whistles. They have axe throwing and an escape room.
What?
I'd be down for some axe throwing.
They have axe throwing?
I will throw some axes. So
I'm going to go to the haunted house and go throw some axes in my spare time.
Oh, man. It looks like they have 6 different kinds of haunts, and they're rated some of the best in the country. So let's see here. One's called The Scare Factor. No. They're not listing them here. I'm sorry. I'm reading too fast. The Queen. They call them the Queen of Haunts picks. Wow. So I guess they're all rated on there very highly. That's crazy.
So it's like a whole plethora of haunted places. So, but then we found another one, and this one here was like all over the news. A lot of news outlets all across the country are talking about this one here. And this one is called the scariest haunted house in the United States. This is what other people are saying. And it's in Summertown, Tennessee, and like it's like a whole thing to go to this haunted house.
Yeah.
It requires a 40-page waiver, a doctor's note, a safe word, a physical, and you also have to do an on-site drug test. Here's a couple more things about it. You have to be 21 years or older, or 18 to 20 with a parent's approval. You have to pass a background check, and you have to be screened like beforehand, either FaceTime, Facebook, or by phone. And you have to have proof of medical insurance.
Oh my God.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's also a 2-hour movie that you have to watch before visiting. And it's a montage of people quitting the tour, and they're uttering their required phrase. The required phrase to quit is, "You really don't want to do this." And it's like a whole haunted house. Like this, I don't know. It's got warnings, like it's got intense audio, lighting, extreme low visibility, strobe lights. It's damp and wet, physically demanding, close contact with creatures. Quote, "You may be touched." Very real and graphic scenes of horror.
So the reason this one is so scary is you can go on this link and watch the video, but I watched parts of it, and I'm like, this is like they're taking you and putting you in a Saw movie, just not with like the big sharp knives, but I mean, they put you in situations, like I think they buried this one guy alive, and then they almost pretty much like waterboarded this other guy.
Yeah.
You know, they put you in situations where you can't escape, where if there wasn't someone watching and monitoring the situation, they let it get out of hand, you could literally die. You could drown, you could suffocate, all this stuff.
Check this out. Russ, the owner, he says that he's so good at what he does, he's had people sue him over things that they thought happened during the show but didn't actually happen. And he says he films every single show, not for entertainment purposes, but so that he can protect himself in court. He says people have come back and have claimed that things have happened to them, and they've sued him. And he's like, no, I recorded it. It's all in your head, buddy. None of this happened. Isn't that crazy?
Because they're literally hallucinating.
That is crazy.
It says here that one time he used hypnosis on someone and put them in a kiddie pool with just like a couple inches of water in it. But he would tell them as they were hypnotized that there's a great white shark in there. And the people in there that got hypnotized thought a shark was about to come and kill them and eat them, even though they're sitting in a kiddie pool with 2 inches of water in it.
Wow. And there's a prize, right? There's like a prize if you actually make it
Is there?
Yeah, I believe there's an actual prize. Like, I read somewhere, yeah. If you complete the tour, Russ will hand you $20,000. And he doesn't allow cursing. If you curse and complete the tour, you get money. You have like a swear jar. You get money deducted from your 20 grand if you curse.
I'm guessing no one's ever made it to the end.
I don't know.
That's a lot of money.
I don't know. I didn't see that part, but like, here's another cool thing about this guy. What would you think his favorite haunted, scary movies are?
No idea.
You would think that they're probably like Saw or Hostel or something really gory.
No. I bet it's more of like a mental movie.
And that's exactly what it is. For him, his favorite genre is Alfred Hitchcock. Vertigo, Birds, Psycho, North by Northwest. And he said the mental ones. Because that's what the manor really is. It's a mental game. It's him against the customer.
Yeah. Because, like, I'm reading this and I'm looking at some of the things they do. And I think one of the things that he does is he will bury some of these people alive. And, yeah, that's really scary. And you don't want that to happen to you. But in reality, he is monitoring the situation. Like, he's not going to leave you in there and let you run out of oxygen, suffocate, and die. So but he's going to keep you in there probably just to the point.
Brink of death.
To the brink where it's like, okay, I gotta open it now, or in 5 seconds he runs out of oxygen and he could die. So, you know, and it's dark in there. I think he like covers your eyes and your ears. You can't hear, you can't talk, you can't barely probably breathe. I think he like binds you too. So you're literally in like this coffin. You don't know how long you're down there. You might be down there for freaking, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 hours. Who knows? And maybe he's pumping oxygen in there the whole time, but you don't know, and you just think you're going to run out of air. It's all a mental game. You have to keep yourself calm and stay down there.
See, she's saying it. Crystal Rose Boyd, one of our listeners, she actually is the one that shared this with us. And she's saying that, according to what she's read, nobody's completed it. But she's saying the exact same thing, that it's all a mental game. And that, like, he's trying to push you, like it's a mental challenge. That's crazy. And he said one of the in the article, he said that one of the common factors most people are scared of is water. Most people have a fear of water, whether it's the drowning or waterboarding, or I mean that's really what waterboarding is. They're trying to make you feel like you're drowning. But that's crazy. That's scary. That's so scary.
Yep. Like I hate just like looking at this. Like this is. Even the waiver has blood all over it.
I wonder if it's real blood. Even though it's not human blood, maybe I wonder if it's like cow's blood or something.
Ew.
That he orders just to do that.
Ew.
You know?
Ew.
That's crazy. So, okay, so a guy that does this guy, is he a genius? Is he just taking advantage of, like, you know, he's monetizing on this? Or is there something about him that's kind of sick? Like where he wants to like push people legally to the brink of like snapping. Like, is there something wrong with this guy?
I don't think there's something wrong with him because, I mean, I get people have tried to sue him, but no one's died on his watch. I don't know if anyone's like gotten hurt. I don't think they've gotten hurt to the point where they're
they had to sign a waiver, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's protecting himself, but I think he was smart enough to know our own worst enemy, which is our own brains, and market on that. And you know, he knew what to do to, you know, get people to think that they're all that when, you know, you think you're strong, you think you're tough, and then your brain betrays you. You know, your body reacts different. And it's like a challenge. It's like you can't do this, and then people go like, yes I can, and no one can.
So,
you know, I think it takes a really smart person who knows a lot about psychology to pull something like this off.
And it probably takes an even smarter person to succeed, like to survive it. You probably need like a Harvard psych student or a Harvard psych professor to do it.
I would want someone who can like what's it called, meditate, or the you know, like a monk or something that can like turn off their brain and like only think about like one thing, or however they meditate. Mm-hmm. You know, Zen. I would want someone who can, like, I need to be Zen. Like if I'm strapped down in a grave and I'm buried alive, I need to be able to go to my Zen place.
There's a whole lot of weird ifs
to survive.
There's a whole lot of weird ifs. So, that's our list of haunted, scary houses. Whatever.
You will not catch me at any of them.
No?
Nope.
No, we won't catch you at any of those, huh?
I hate Halloween. I hate it. Hate.
You just like Halloween candy.
I just want candy. That's all I want.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep. I hate dressing up. Hate it.
Yeah, we had talked about this a while back.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole getting ready thing. Are you guys going to any Halloween festivities this weekend? Or?
Well, we can't because we're going out of town.
Or are you going to be down there for is there? I know you're going to the football game, to the A&M game, but is there any like parties you're going to that are Halloweeny?
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be parties. I don't know anybody. We don't know anybody down there anymore, so we're not really invited. But
hey, you know what? It's real simple. You just like dig in your bag and you're like, all right, I'm going to be slutty something. And Harrison, you're going to like wear some glasses and a hat, and you're going to be Waldo or something.
Oh, he's going to be Gardner Minshew.
Gardner. Oh, that's right.
He's ready.
He's been growing his beard out, right?
He's growing out his beard and his hair. He's going to shave off all of this except for the mustache. He has a jersey. Like, he's ready.
For those of you that don't know who Gardner Minshew is, Google him.
It.
Yeah, Google Gardner Minshew, Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback, I believe. Yeah, he looks like a 70s porn star.
Yeah, he's also considering buying like a gardening hoe and carrying that around so he can be Gardener Minshew.
Gardener Minshew.
Or like a rake or something.
That's actually pretty funny. It's like a pun.
Gardener Minshew.
Gardener Minshew. He looks like not just a 70s porn star. He looks like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Shout out to Gardner Minshew.
That's like the biggest comparison. You saw Napoleon Dynamite, right?
Yeah.
You remember Uncle Rico?
Yeah.
Yep. So, I guess to get to a little serious topic, here at the local game store, this place is not affected, but they were in the vicinity of a tornado last week. Like tornadoes. Mm-hmm. Like we had like a whole invasion of tornadoes in one night.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. My neighborhood was this close to getting hit by a tornado. One was headed right towards Saxe, and we weren't sure if it would be on one side of the highway or another. We just knew it was headed straight towards the area where I live. Me and my family were about to bunker down.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't know what was happening. The sirens kept going off, and scary stuff.
We took a pretty big hit in Dallas, in the Dallas Metroplex. But yeah, wasn't it like 6 confirmed tornadoes or something?
I don't know how many were confirmed.
It was a lot of them.
There was at least 2 or 3 different ones.
I didn't even know that there's such a thing as an F0, but apparently there is. There was an F0 tornado that hit near us. And because
isn't like F5 like the worst?
F5 is the worst.
Okay.
F0 is like, it's greater than strong winds. It's like enough to say I was in a tornado, but it wasn't quite.
Like it doesn't rip your roof off or.
Well, it blows
damage.
out. It blows out like windows and
okay.
stuff, but it's not like strong enough to like knock your house down.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's like to say you were in a tornado. But yeah, it was pretty bad. So you had that all the way up to an F3, I believe. One of my buddies, his house didn't get hit directly. His neighbor's house got hit with the tree came crashing down and stuff. But yeah, his whole neighborhood's like a lot of power lines down, a lot of trees down and all that. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Pretty bad weather for Texas. We get tornadoes here and there, but like this one was crazy because it doesn't always hit like the centralized areas, like the city of Dallas. That's really what tripped everybody out, is like that never really happens. So, glad everybody's safe.
Yeah. Driving sucks right now, but.
Yeah, and then you have all these houses that have like tarps on them because they're missing roofs, and you have thunderstorms right now. So it's like, oh, hey, your house just got, you're missing a roof, but now you're going to get flooded.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, the roads are so bad because a lot of trees were like blown over, and there's debris everywhere. Power lines are out, so I mean, a lot of lights aren't working. Roads are still closed. It's just a mess. But I mean, no one was killed, I don't think, which is always the best thing.
That's always the best thing. Yeah. Just a lot of houses are jacked up, neighborhoods are jacked up. Some of these streets in Dallas, I ain't gonna lie, some of them are pretty jacked up to begin with. So this kind of gave them an excuse to like, oh, disaster relief. Yeah, let's fix all those potholes. Like, did it hit Deep Ellum, our old stomping grounds? Because those roads sucked. So if it hit Deep Ellum, maybe you can fix all those potholes. But yeah, shout out to everybody that was in the tornado. I'm glad you guys are okay. There's a local radio station, KNON 89.3. They do. They're like the public access station, kind of like the PBS of radio. and they got hit. Like their stuff got jacked up. Like they're in a temporary studio right now. Like all the windows got busted out. I think it's like a 4 or 5 story building. All the windows got busted out. They were in the middle of doing, like, one of the shows was on when it happened.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I believe the guy's car had a tree land on it. Everybody's good. They're all safe. But, like, yeah, the whole, like, that's crazy if you're doing a radio show. It's like, oh, let's go take cover all of a sudden, you know? And then next thing you know, your radio station's no more. But that's cool that they were able to recover. Like I said, it's public access, so that's public funds. So it's cool to see that, like, people are still, like, they want them on the air. They've been in Dallas for decades. So it's cool to see that you know, the community has stepped up to try and help them out.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
You know, so shout out to KNON 89.3. So I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
We are 1 week from Halloween. It's almost over, Caitlin. And then after that, you get to have
Christmas,
fall, whatever, and pumpkin patches and pumpkin spice and hay rides and all.
Love
the,
it. Can't
all
wait.
the what did you call it earlier? White girl what?
PSL for life hashtag.
What does it stand for?
Pumpkin spice latte.
Oh no, but I thought you said something about like white girl heaven or something. Whatever you said, fall and winter
Oh
weather
no,
was.
just like all the girly stuff that, you know, white girls like this time of year. You know, the hay rides, the pumpkins, all the gushy stuff, the coffee, the sweaters. It's weather.
So
It's our favorite time of year.
I guess. So, anyways, I'm not thrilled with the pumpkin spice stuff, but whatever. So, that's going to wrap us up for the night. Let's get a shout out to our sponsors. Obviously, the local game store here in Richardson, Texas. Right now, it is Commander Night and Super Smash Brothers.
Love Super Smash Brothers.
And
Love it.
East Texas Championship Wrestling, Ace Remodeling, Texas Sound Works, Young Ideas, Dish Network. So, on behalf of myself, Miss Caitlin, and our lovely sponsors, we're Law and Disorder. We'll holler at you guys next time.
Peace.
Latest.